30 Aurora. And this one? Wyatt asks, rubbing his thumb over where the word grateful is tattooed across my hip bone, above my bikini bottoms. His head rests against my stomach, my fingers rhythmically playing with his silky curls as the afternoon sun beats down on us. Perfection would be the best word to describe this moment. The world around us is so still, save for the occasional whisper of the breeze between the blades of grass in the pasture and the odd whinny from the horses grazing nearby after our ride. But I also can't wait for when we head back to the stables and can give the horses a brush down, one of my favorite peaceful activities to do these days. I've started spending more time with the horses now I feel more confident riding, and I hadn't realized how soothing being around such majestic, strong creatures could be. I don't even try to hide my glee when I see butterflies pass by, reminding me that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I feel at utter peace, just me, the beautiful ranch one live on, and the man who somehow has managed to help me feel strong over the last month or so. The man who has helped me build a home here. I honestly couldn't imagine being anywhere else. Sometimes I forget that I've only been at Sunset Ranch for almost 2 months. The past week, since the last trial run of the retreat ended, has just felt so natural. Waking up to the brush of Wyatt's lips against my forehead, before he heads out to work on the ranch. Getting sun-kissed from our lunchtime horse riding sessions together. Even my writing has been flowing, words and ideas coming to me so easily as I describe the way Sunset Ranch has helped me believe in myself more. I've always tried to romanticize life, exactly how Auntie Grace taught me to, but doing so comes so easily here on Sunset Ranch. The picnic blanket providing us comfort feels like we're floating on a cloud, and the warm rays of golden sunlight bathing me make me feel weightless, without a care in the world. I'm almost tempted to say that I feel like old Rory again. Prince? Wyatt pokes me in my hip, twisting his head around to face me now. You'd better not be falling asleep on me there. Still here, don't worry. I chuckle, even though our ride together did tire me out more than I expected. I lift my head slightly to catch his midnight eyes for a moment. They look all glazed and blissful, just like they usually do when he wakes me up in the morning, peppering my body with kisses. I let out a content breath. That one is to remind me that there are always things to be grateful for in life, no matter the situation. What are you grateful for right now? Wyatt mumbles into my skin, sounding far too close to sleep for someone who just made a jab at me for possibly dozing off. Though, in his defense, he has been working out in the hay meadows all morning. I stroke my fingers softly over his hair, admiring the dark lashes lying over his shut eyes, the strong angle of his jaw covered in stubble, and his solid body, half naked beside me. Everything about him speaks strength and toughness, yet I know where his softness lies. I can see it in the gentle brush of his fingers against my skin, the subtle curve of his lips, and the way he's purposefully taking some of his weight on his folded arms, not leaning it all on me. TM really grateful that I got to meet such great friends like Sawyer and Wolfman. One of Wyatt's eyes shoots open, and Duke, he frowns. What? I laugh, biting down on my lip. You're supposed to say me. I roll my eyes and poke his back. Don't be so full of yourself. Besides, that's obvious, isn't it? Yeah, true. You're obsessed with me. Wyatt grins too proudly and wraps his arms around me, hugging me overly tight. Even if he's right, I can't be the first to admit it. If you say so, I shrug, a pretty pitiful attempt at nonchalance considering how much I'm smiling at him. But he's grinning back and that just makes me powerless. Okay, your turn now, I've told you about mine. I purposefully ruffle his hair to wake him up a bit. He's been resting on me in just his jeans, toned back, glistening under the sun, bearing those mysterious tattoos I've still yet to decipher. Fine. Which one first? TM guessing the Roman numerals are birthdays or something, I surmise, running my fingers down the list. His skin breaks out in goosebumps in response. Yup, the whole Hensley clan? God, I just love how much he cares for his family. Even if he does shove Cherry about most of the time and complain about his parents, there's an undeniable undercurrent of love for them in everything he does. I'd be honored to call him family. That's cute. Aurora, Wyatt almost growls, the combination of his breath against my bare stomach and the scrutiny of his dark eyes makes my body tighten. You know what I think about you calling me cute? Asterisk, sorry. I mean, that's super manly. Much better. He nods and nuzzles back into my stomach. I snort and tap his other tattoo, the one of a man with wings falling. I'm certain I've seen some similar artwork before, but I can't quite figure it out. And this one? A slow sigh leaves Wyatt's lips before he explains. It's a Icarus falling. It's supposed to be a reminder to not fly too close to the sun. Why, I trail my fingers back up his neck and run them over his curls again, noticing the tension that started to ease into his body, making him more rigid. Asterisk, because I need a reminder to not let myself get carried away with dreams. He opens his eyes, but they're cast downwards, as if his mind has travelled someplace else, somewhere I can't go with him, because nothing lasts forever. Things always have to come down eventually, Wyatt. I shuffle so that I'm sitting up, forcing him up as well with another sigh. Why would you want to remind yourself of that? That's not nice. He runs a hand through his hair, avoiding eye contact. No, but it is, or was, realistic, but you're always telling me that I can achieve whatever I want. You're always cheering me on to go after my dreams. I don't think there's been a moment when I've been worried about the retreat, or my influencing, or whatever my anxiety has fixated on in that moment, that he hasn't told me he believes in me. He's talked me back into believing in myself more times than I can count. Why won't he do that for himself? Lightness sweeps across his face, his expression brightening as he turns to face me properly. He threads his fingers between mine, pulsing once they're intertwined. Yeah, because you deserve nothing less, Aurora. I want you to have everything you could ever dream of. Well, you deserve that too. I pull my hands away and settle them against his jaw, shuffling onto my knees so that I'm closer, so that I can properly look into his midnight eyes, so that I can see the shimmer of fear in them, the kind that reminds me we're both healing, together. Wyatt, you're such a damn good person. You deserve everything you could ever want in life. Come on, you could have anything in the world, what would it be? Wyatt glances down, his hands brushing up my thighs. I watch as his touch makes its way up my hips, hands settling around my waist, reminding me of where I feel most stable. Then a small smile tugs at the corners of his mouth, eyes crinkling with an easily missed chuckle. I think I've got everything I could ever want right now. My chest flutters when he catches my gaze, his smile spreading out softly. I have to force myself to breathe, because the way he's looking at me with such wonder makes my whole body freeze. Yeah. And I know I'm not wired to think as positively as you, but I'm trying, Aurora. I want to be the version of me who doesn't think this is all going to come crashing down, who doesn't worry you're going to decide this life isn't enough for you, that I might not be enough for you, because even though it's hard to believe, I really think I could be. Now my hands are locked around his neck, and I'll bring my forehead to his, enjoying the feeling of being so connected to him, staring deeply into his dark eyes, my anchor, my home. Well, I believe it. I know you're enough. I don't want you to be anyone but yourself, Hensley, because I like you a hell of a lot as you are. Wyatt's eyes flash with surprise and what seems like hope, the kind of hope I don't think he's let himself have in years. Good, because I like you a hell of a lot too, Princess, and I don't plan on letting you go.